On today's episode of Wisconsin Beer Spotlight, we take a look at the Nut Brown Ale from South Shore Brewery. Hey everybody, welcome to the channel. My name is Jared and this is Wisco Style, Wisconsin culture at its finest. In this episode, we're taking a look at the Nut Brown Ale from South Shore Brewery. Now this is a darker beer, and funnily enough, it is northern Wisconsin's first microbrewery, established in 1995, which I think is kind of cool. Think globally, drink locally. Whatever that's supposed to mean. Certified Independent Craft Beers Association. Let's see what else the label has to say. The art and science of beer. The beer that started it all. This beer is a social, drinkable beer that's easy to share with everyone. The aromatic malt gives our Nut Brown Ale its signature nut flavor. Select caramel malts provide sweetness, color, and depth of flavor. In the forest of craft beer, the better choice is South Shore Nut Brown Ale. That's kind of cool. We'll see if it lives up to the hype, though. As with most craft beers, this is not a twist-off. So we'll have to give her one of those that I just completely failed at. Ooh, it's got a strong smell already. Ooh, I really like that amber color too. Alright, now as always, the first thing we're going to take a look at is the smell. Surprisingly enough, it's not really that strong. Maybe my sniffer's broken? I'm not really sure. I thought I could maybe all the smell escaped when I opened it. There's a little bit of a caramel scent. You can smell a little bit of the nuttiness, but it's not really that strong. If you didn't know it was there, I don't think you'd be able to smell it. Let's go ahead and take a look at the color. It's a nice amber color. It is a little bit of a darker beer, but not quite to like a nitro or a stout or a porter. It's a nice copper color. I really like that. If we get it up a little closer, you can see the color a lot better. Now it's time for the taste test. Disclaimer, I have never had this beer before, so we're trying this for the first time. Okay, the nutty flavor is really prevalent. I can taste that off the bat right away. Subtle hints of caramel in the aftertaste. I really like that. Really smooth with a little bit of crispness at the end. I really like that as well. Ooh, the longer you let it sit in your mouth, the more kind of nutty and caramely flavors come out in the aftertaste. Caramel malts, sweetness, color, and depth. Depth of flavor. What do they mean by... Let's see if we can figure out what depth is supposed to mean. Okay, I think what they mean by depth is like a larger range of flavors, because when you first drink it, you kind of get the hoppiness right off the bat, but as it kind of goes down your throat, you get more of the nuttiness and the caramelness, which is, I guess that's kind of what they mean by depth. As for drinkability, I think they were right. It is a darker beer, which most times tends to lean towards it's a little heavier, but not in this case. It is actually a little light on the light side. It's not a real light beer, but it's not as heavy as I was expecting. Now it's time for the ratings. Now for the smell, I feel like it would be different if I had like a proper glass for smelling, as this is just like a regular pint glass. It doesn't really catch the aromas in it and kind of funnel it towards my nose. So I think most of the smell escaped after I opened it. But the smell that I got right away when I opened it was actually really, really good and somewhat surprising. So for the smell, I think I'm going to give it the benefit of the doubt and say that most of it just kind of escaped when I opened the bottle. And I'm going to go ahead and give the smell a 7 out of 10. Now for the color score. It's got this nice amber color. Reminds me of kind of like a copper lager. And just a nice, deep, like kind of rich color. I really like it. I think it represents the Nut Brown Ale name well. So I think I'm going to go ahead and give the color a 7 out of 10 as well. Now for the flavor. I think when they said depth of flavor, I think that really represents it well. You get that nice kind of beer and hoppy flavor in the beginning with a nice caramel tones with the sweetness and the nuttiness at the end. So nice range there. So I think I'm going to go ahead and give the flavor score another 7 out of 10. And last but not least, the drinkability category. It is a little on the heavier side, but it's not too bad. So you could probably have a couple of these, maybe 2 or 3 before you start getting really full. And for that reason, I'm going to give the drinkability score a 3 out of 10. Thanks for checking out my Wisconsin beer spotlight of the Nut Brown Ale from South Shore Brewery. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll see you in the next one.